Do you own a business? If so, have you filed your BOI report yet with FinCEN? If not, you could be facing serious consequences that you don't want to deal with. Trust me. In today's video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about getting your BOI report filed on time. I'll talk about who needs to file this report, how do you file them, what's important about the deadline that's coming up, and much more. But make sure you stay all the way until the end of this video, because if you're somebody that's self-employed, I'll be answering questions from my subscribers related to this BOI report situation. Without further ado, let's dive in. What are BOI reports? If you haven't heard of BOI reports, they are reports that the government is now requiring us as taxpayers to report if you're a business owner. If you have a business, you have to file information about the owners of the business. So BOI stands for Beneficial Ownership Information. And the reason why the government is requiring businesses to file this report is because it is trying to crack down on crime such as money laundering, terrorism, financing, and tax evasion. The requirements for many business owners to file BOI reports became law through the Corporate Transparency Act of 2021, which officially went into effect in 2024. Under this law, businesses are required to file an official BOI report with FinCEN, which stands for Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. But what are the penalties for failing to file this report? Now, if you're a regular viewer of the Karlton Dennis YouTube channel, you may know that I've done several other videos about the Corporate Transparency Act, but I'm doing this video because there's unfortunately a lot of people out there who own businesses and who have no idea that they have to file this BOI report in a couple of months. It's extremely severe penalties if you fail to do this. So I cannot stress this enough, guys. If you're someone that wants to take your business seriously, doing the BOI report is something that you have to do every year. In fact, business owners who are required to file the BOI reports with the government who willfully fail to file them or who willfully provide false information on these reports can face a $500 per day penalty for a maximum of $10,000, or you could face a prison sentence of up to 2 years. Yes, you heard that right. You could literally go to prison if you don't fill out your BOI report or you fill it out incorrectly. Now, I don't want to do this and be that person that says you're going to go to jail, but I definitely don't want any of my subscribers sitting around in a jail cell saying, I wish I'd pay closer attention to Karlton when he was going on about those BOI reports back in 2024. So listen carefully. Here's the information that needs to be included on the BOI report. The BOI report that you file with FinCEN is going to include a wide variety of information about your company and its beneficial owners. What this includes is the name, the birth date, the nationality, residential addresses of the extent of ownership of all the beneficial owners of your business, the name, entity type, official address, business nature of your company, that all has to be recorded. Providing all this information makes it much easier for the government to understand exactly what your business is doing and who owns the business. There are many who argue that the BOI reports are a form of government overreach and shouldn't be allowed because they give the government too much power to sensitive business information. However, it is hard to argue that the extra information from BOI reports won't help the government stop financial crimes. But regardless of how you feel about the law, unless you're going to run for Congress, you're not going to be able to personally change it. Thus, we need to focus on complying with it correctly. Who is required to file BOI reports? You see, all reporting companies in the United States, this includes LLCs, corporations, other entities created by the filing of a document with the Secretary of State, or any other similar office in the United States, are required to file BOI reports with FinCEN unless they qualify for some exemption. Sole proprietorships are the ones that don't have to fill out this BOI report. There are 23 exemptions for BOI reporting, and I'll name them for you. Here are all of these entities that are exempt from BOI reporting. Number 1, security reporting issuers. Number 2, governmental authorities. Number 3, banks. 4, credit unions. 5, depository institution holding companies. 6, money service businesses. 7, brokers or dealers in securities. 8, security exchanges or clearing agencies. 9, other Exchange Act registered entities. 10, investment companies or investment advisors. 11, venture capital fund advisors. 12, insurance companies. 13, state licensed insurance producers. 14, Commodity Exchange Act registered entities. 15, accounting firms. 16, public utilities. 17, financial market utilities. And 18, pooled investment vehicles. 19, tax exempt entities. 20, entities assisting a tax exempt entity. 21, large operating companies. 22, subsidiaries of certain exempt entities. And 23, inactive entities. So, if your company is one of these, then yes, you will not have to file a BOI report. If it isn't, then you will most likely be required to file a BOI report with the government. Now let's talk about the deadlines. As the title of this video suggests, the deadline for filing BOI reports is quickly approaching. It's right around the corner. If your company existed and was legally registered with your state before the Corporate Transparency Act went into effect on January 1st, 2024, then the deadline to file your BOI report with FinCEN is January 1st, 2025. This means that there's not a lot of time left. So, if you have not already filed your BOI report with FinCEN, then make sure you get this done before it's too late. Do this before Christmas. Now, I know there's probably a lot of you out there wondering, Karlton, what about businesses that were created in 2024? Don't worry, I'm going to tell you exactly when the deadline is for those businesses too. If you created a business after January 1st, 2024, but before January 1st, 2025, then the deadline to file your BOI report is completely different. And in fact, if you created a business in 2024, you only have 90 days after your business is registered to file your BOI report with FinCEN. If you create a business after January 1st, 2025, then you will only have 30 days to file your BOI report. Keep in mind that if you make changes to your company that require an update to your BOI report, you will only have 30 days to file an updated version of your BOI report. You can see how serious this is. I just gave you 4 different deadlines. The deadlines that applies to you depends on the specific details for your company. If you need to watch this part again to figure out which business deadline is for you, then please rewind and do so. But here's how we're going to file this BOI report. Now that we talked about who has to file them and what the deadlines are, let's go over exactly how to file the BOI report. The first thing that you need to know about filing a BOI report with FinCEN is that it's possible to do this for free on their website. FinCEN has its own portal for filing these reports. There are 2 different ways you can access this portal. The first is fincen.gov. You just scroll down the page, click on the beneficial ownership information, and then click on the File a Report tab using the BOI e-filing system. The second option is to simply go directly to the portal using the URL boifiling.fincen.gov. The amount of time it will take you to fill out your BOI report and file it with FinCEN will depend on a number of different factors, including the number of owners that you have in your business, how complex your business ownership structures might be, and the nature of your business. If your business only has a few owners, and if the ownership structure is relatively straightforward, then you'll most likely be able to complete this in less than 10 minutes. However, if you have a complicated business structure and you need some help, then this is when you should be reaching out to a tax advisor or a tax attorney. Some companies offer paid services that provide assistance filing BOI reports, and in my last video on this topic, I discussed how you can work with one of our sponsors to get assistance if you need help. If you're somebody that is wanting to get some support on your tax strategy, by all means, click on the link below and schedule a consultation with my team. The bottom line for BOI reports is that they are annoying, just like many other government-mandated business documents, but the consequences of failing to do this one are kind of steep. So if you're like me, you're going to follow the rules and definitely not ignore filing these reports with FinCEN or miss the deadlines because you think it won't be that big of a deal. If I had to guess, I would say that a large number of companies will probably miss the BOI reporting deadlines. I can already see it happening. Don't be one of those companies that has to learn the hard way. And in my opinion, it's far better to just take care of these reports and make sure you do them right as soon as you learn about them. Like, go off of this video, go to FinCEN and fill out your BOI report. Now, as promised, I'm going to answer a question from one of my subscribers. This question was asked from user Paige Michaela on my Corporate Transparency Act video. Her question was, so if I have a single member LLC, will I have to fill out a BOI report? Well, the answer is if you have a single member LLC, you are considered a disregarded entity, but you have established a formal entity, so you'll still need to go and fill out your BOI report with FinCEN. I would encourage you to do so by logging on to FinCEN's website and filling out your BOI report. If you're somebody that needs any help with this, feel free to click on the links below. That's it for today's video. I appreciate your guys' time, and as always, like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers.